A very meaningful experience that I had during my time in the clinic was an opportunity to work with a local nonprofit community-based organization called the Free Migration Project to draft an ordinance banning a inhumane, unethical practice called medical deportation. And throughout the semester, my teammates and I worked with the organization very closely to better understand the problem, the systemic roots of the problem, the harmful impact that the issue was having on the local Philadelphia immigrant community, and more. And in the end, we were able to draft an ordinance banning medical deportations that eventually was passed by Philadelphia City Council and signed into law. It was a super gratifying experience because it taught me the importance of legislative advocacy when pursued in conjunction with community needs and concerns.
As a result of the hard work of my Justice Lab team, I was able to give testimony to the Philadelphia City Council regarding the injustice and the double punishment of the city's practice of charging parents for the cost of incarcerating their own children. The hearing garnered national media coverage for our client, YSRP. It allowed affected parents to tell their stories, and it resulted in the city ending the practice. It was an incredibly powerful experience for me to have as a law student, and is still one of the most impactful representations of my career.
The Systemic Justice Clinic offered me an opportunity to use the academic skills I had built up during my law school career and use them to effect change in a real-world setting. While I was in law school, I was part of a team of clinical students who researched, wrote, and published a report on recommendations and best practices for the Montgomery County Public Defender's Office. We researched what the best practices and the national standards were for public defenders in the United States. We interviewed current public defenders at the Montgomery County Public Defender's Office, and then we compiled our information and issued recommendations based on our findings. This project gave me an opportunity to work on my research and writing skills, particularly how to collect and organize a lot of information at once and to distill that information into a written product. The other exciting thing is that our recommendations were actually adopted by Montgomery County and implemented in the Public Defender's Office.
During my time in the Scheller Center's Access to Justice Clinic, my classmates and I collaborated with the courts in Philadelphia to improve their website and provide better access to online hearings. The work we did during that time was crucial in addressing the immediate challenges posed by the pandemic, but it also underscored for me the broader systemic issues related to access to justice. The Scheller Center provided us with the tools and knowledge to identify barriers in the legal system and work toward the solutions. In the clinic's seminars, I gained a deep understanding of the civil justice gap and learned about the ethical implications of limited access to legal resources. It was a powerful experience for me, especially seeing firsthand how innovative technology and policy advocacy could help bridge gaps and help vulnerable communities in real time.
The Social Justice Lawyering Clinic had a huge impact on my practice as an attorney currently. It taught me the importance of centering clients in direct legal services work. Over the course of the semester, my classmates and I learned about the importance of communicating with clients and centering them and empowering them to steer the direction of their cases. And that has had a huge impact on my practice as an attorney at Community Legal Services. It's helped me better understand how to communicate and interview clients, to understand and identify their goals, to counsel them about their available options, and ultimately, based on my clients' preferences, to zealously advocate on their behalf.
My work with the Justice Lab opened my eyes to the power and to the responsibility that I have as an attorney. It solidified how important it is for me to represent individuals in engagements that really matter to their everyday lives, even though this is not the core of my practice. This has included work assisting clients with changing their name to match their gender identity and in seeking commutations for lifetime parole. The impact of this work has been both sustaining and inspiring for me over the early years of my career.
I am a staff attorney in the Criminal Appeals Bureau of the Legal Aid Society in New York City. The Systemic Justice Clinic directly influenced my current practice in that I never really saw myself as a writer or as an appellate attorney until I was given the opportunity to use those skills in my clinical work. Similarly to when I was writing the report for the clinic, I do a lot of social science research now, and I incorporate that into my writing often. I interview clients and witnesses about their experiences with domestic violence and trafficking, and I use those interviews to draft affidavits, draft motions, and advocacy letters. I investigate my cases and distill a lot of information about my clients and their lives, sometimes 20 to 30 boxes worth of information, into written advocacy to try to get them out of prison. Every skill that I learned in this clinic is something that I use today, and I am forever grateful for that experience.
I began my legal career at Temple with the Center for Compliance and Ethics before going to a law firm, and now I am the integrity manager for the mayor of Philadelphia. The practical experience of working on these projects, gathering data, drafting policy suggestions, and collaborating with court systems has shaped how I approach my role today. In my role, I now have a stronger commitment to ensuring fairness, transparency, and accessibility within the city's systems. My work at the Scheller Center taught me not only legal research and advocacy, but also the importance of ensuring that every citizen, regardless of their background, has access to justice.